Jai Hind students, welcome to physics class of grade 11. Today we will discuss resolution of vectors. It is a very important topic. Without this topic, we will not be able to explain physics in 11th class and in the 12th class. So let us discuss the resolution of vector. What is the meaning of the term resolution of vector? It is reverse of composition of vectors. It is reverse of composition of vectors. Why? Then if it is the reverse of composition of vectors, then what is the reverse of composition of vectors? What I told you, if I am having vector A, B, C, D. If I add these vectors, what I will get? I will get the resultant, which is the say vector R. So what this is called? This is the composition of vectors. Now, if I want to split vector R into certain vectors such that when those vectors are added, they give back the vector R. So R equals to vector A plus B plus C plus D. In simple terms, if I say 10 plus 25 equal to 35, what this is? You can say this is the addition. And if I want to split 35 into two pairs, then this is 10 and 25. This is the resolution. That is, I am splitting in such a way that their sum is giving the number itself, that is the say 35. Now I think the concept of resolution of vectors is clear. That is, split the vectors into a number of vectors such that their combined effect gives the vector. So the resolution of a vector is defined as splitting of vector into two or more vectors such that their combined effect gives the vector. Right? If I say that A, B, C, D, when they are added, they are giving vector R. If I split the vector into the vectors A, B, C, D, then this process is the resolution of the vectors. So my target is to find, and what these A, B, C, D are called? These vectors are called the components of the vector R. Let us say I am having a vector R. My target is to find the components of this vector. How I can find the components of this vector? I know that. Let us say here I am having a vector A, here I am having vector B, and here I am having vector C, and here this is the vector D. Then what can you say from the figure? R is the resultant of A, B, C and D. Why? Because vector A, B, C, D, they are in same order, and vector R is in the opposite order. So what I will say? I will say that vector R equals to vector A plus vector B plus vector C plus vector D, and these vectors A, B, C, D, they are called the components of vector R, right? So this process is called the say resolution of vectors. Now why resolution of vectors is important? Now listen, when we walk, let us say we are walking, what we do? We press the ground in backward direction. Let us say this is the ground. We have pressed the ground in backward direction. According to Newton's third law, ground in turn will push us in the forward direction. Let us say that reaction is the R. Now, let us say this vector is angle theta with the ground. Then component of this vector along this direction, it provides the force with which we can walk on the ground, and the component of vector R in this direction, it balances our weight. Now let's proceed further. Let's do more about the resolution of vectors. Now, rectangular components. What are the rectangular components? What is rectangle? In which the angle between the sides is 90 degrees. So if I am asking rectangular component, it means these components are perpendicular to one another. They are making angle of 90 degree with one another. Now if I ask what are the rectangular components? The components of a given vector which are perpendicular to one another. Let me tell you, let us say I am having vector R and I want to find its rectangular components. So all of you know that, let us say this is vector A and this is vector B. So these components are rectangular. Why? Because A and B, when I will add, they will give R, and A is also perpendicular to B. So what are the rectangular components? The components of a vector which are perpendicular to one another are called the rectangular components. And this is very, very important. Now let us say we are having two axes, one is x-axis, another one is y-axis, and let O be the origin. Let O be the origin. Now let us say I am given a vector R. Let us say I am given a vector R such that this vector, it makes an angle theta with x-axis. If I ask you what is the component of R along x-axis, all of you have done in the graphs that if I draw a dotted line, what I get? I get this component, that is the Rx. That is the component along this axis, along x-axis. And what is the component along y-axis? Let us say this Ry is the component along y-axis. Is it possible? Let's check it out. R, it equals to resultant of Rx and Ry. But here Rx and Ry are not in same order. Then how the R can be the resultant of this? The answer lies in the fact here we have used parallelogram law of vector. The diagonal it is giving the resultant of the two vectors. Right? So here r equals to rx plus ry. Now let's say this is point O, this is point A, and this point is B. If I say that this is ry, then what will be BA? It will be again ry. Why? Opposite sides of a rectangle. If this angle is 90 degree, so I am saying opposite side of a rectangle. They are parallel as well as equal. Now, what is Rx in triangle, in right triangle OBA? What can I write? I can write OB upon OA. What is OB? OB is the base and this is perpendicular and OA is hypotenuse. Base upon hypotenuse, that is cos theta. So OB, it equals to OA cos theta. What is OA? OA is R. So here I am writing magnitude, so I can say OB, OA is R, R cos theta. And what is OB? Component of R. So I am writing it as the Rx. So this Rx, it equals to the R cos theta. Now, if I write BA upon OA, what is BA? Perpendicular. And what is OA? Hypotenuse. Perpendicular upon hypotenuse, sin theta. Therefore, BA, it equals to OA sin theta. So, what is BA? BA is Ry and its magnitude is Ry equals to R sin theta. Right? Ry equals to R sin theta. Let us say 1, this is 2, squaring and adding 1 and 2. If I square and add 1 and 2, what I will get? Rx square. What is Rx square? R square cos square theta. Right? Rx square, R square plus cos square theta plus Ry square. And what this is? R square sin square theta. R square sin square theta. Now, what can I do? I can take R square common. It equals to cos square theta plus sin square theta. And all of us know that cos square theta plus sin square theta equals to 1. So, therefore, I can write R x square plus Ry square equals to R square. Alright? Therefore, I can write R equals to Rx square Ry square under the root. So these are very important results. If I ask component of R along x-axis, R cos theta, and component of R along y-axis is R sin theta. जिसके साथ थीटा उसके साथ cos. Theta is with x-axis, so I can write Rx equals to R cos theta, and Ry perpendicular के साथ sin, so Ry is R sin theta. Right? So this is very important. And one more point is If I divide 2 by 1, what I will get? Ry upon Rx. What is Ry? R sin theta upon R cos theta. R gets cancelled, so I can say tangent theta is equal to Ry by Rx. Right? So therefore I can write tan theta it equals to Ry by Rx. So in this way I can calculate Rx, Ry and tangent of the theta. Now let's write a few important points, notes about Ry and Rx. So let's note number 1. Let us say this is x-axis and this is y-axis. Let me take it as y-axis and the x-axis. Again I am having vector r. Let us say this is O and this point is A. If I say that this angle is theta, if I ask what is Rx, you will say R cos theta. What is Ry? You will say R sin theta. This we have done. But if I say that if theta is the angle which vector R is making with the y-axis, then what will happen in this case? What is Rx and what is Ry? Very simple. Let's write down this. This component is Rx vector and the component along y-axis is Ry vector. If I ask what is this component is Rx. What is this component? Ry vector. Opposite sides of a rectangle. Now, in triangle, this point was B. Let me take this point C. In right triangle, OCE. Can you tell me what is the base and what is perpendicular? Listen. The longest side is hypotenuse. All of us know. What is base and perpendicular? The side with theta, this is always base and perpendicular is always opposite to the angle. So जो theta के सामने, that is P, perpendicular with theta base. In triangle OCA, what can I say? I can say that OC upon OA equals to cos theta. What is OC? OC is Ry. And what is OA? R. It equals to cos theta. So here I can write Ry is R cos theta. I think Ry is R cos theta. Why? Because in this case, vector R is making theta with y-axis. And in the earlier case, vector R was making angle theta with x-axis. Now, again, in the same triangle, AC upon OA, what is AC? Perpendicular upon hypotenuse is sin theta. So I can say AC is Rx upon R sin theta. So Rx equals to R sin theta. Right? Again, if I square and add 1 and 2, what I will get? I will get the same result. R equals to under root Rx square plus Ry square. Why? R square cos square theta plus R square sin square theta. R square is common and cos square theta plus sin square theta is 5. So physics will not change if R is making an angle theta with y axis. Physics will remain the same. Alright? So remember, जिसके साथ थीटा उसके साथ कोस, and perpendicular to that we are having sine. Right? Remember this, and this is very, very important. Now, second point. In the second point, let us say again x-axis, y-axis. This is vector R. Its component along x-axis is Rx and its component along y-axis is Ry, and this angle is theta. So what can I say? Second point is that Rx, and one more point that we have done, that if this is x-axis and y-axis, what we have done? We have done that the unit vector along x-axis is I cap and unit vector along y-axis is j cap. And what is the purpose of unit vector? The purpose of unit vector is to show the direction. So I can also write as Rx vector, it equals to magnitude of Rx. What this is? Magnitude of Rx and direction of Rx. What is the direction of Rx? It is x-axis. Right? Now Ry, this is magnitude of Ry, and what is the direction? Direction is y-axis, and y-axis is represented by j cap. So, and R, it was equal to Rx vector plus Ry vector. So I can write it as x r x I cap Ry j cap. So remember this, right? And what will be the magnitude again? Magnitude will be Rx square plus Ry square. Now, point number 3. What is the third point? If I extend this to 3 axes, x-axis, y-axis, z-axis. Where is z-axis? It is shown here, but in actual practice, the z-axis is outwards. Outward normal to the board and outward downward to the board, and inward normal. Z-axis is here, but I can't represent this line, so I am represented it by this line. Now here, if I say that I am having a vector R, let us say this is the vector R. Then if I say that Rx is the component along x-axis, it is component along y-axis, and Rz is the component along z-axis, then I can represent R as Rx plus Ry plus Rz. I can also write it as vector R equal to Rx multiplied by unit vector along x-axis, because unit vector only gives the direction, it does not change the magnitude because it is 1. Ry j cat Rz k cat. So what is the magnitude of R? It is Rx square plus Ry square plus Rz square. Right? So here I am having this in 3 dimensions. Just I have extended this. Now, what is the value of the Rx? What is Ry? And what is Rz? Now, let us say theta alpha is the angle that R makes with x-axis, and beta is the angle that R makes with y-axis, and gamma is the angle that vector R it makes with the z-axis. Now, what I told you, जिसके साथ angle, with that you have to use cosine of the angle. So Rx it can be written as R cos alpha, and Ry R cos beta, and Rz it equal to the R cos gamma. So these are the components of vectors along x-axis, along y-axis, along z-axis, when the angles made by the vector with the axis are given. Let me further elaborate this. Now, here cos alpha, cos beta, cos gamma, these are called direction cosines, or simply these are called the d cosines of a vector. Now, so I can write R equals to Rx I cap, Ry j cap, Rz k cap. And what is R? Right? Now, in magnitude I can write R square equal to Rx square, or simply R as Rx square, Ry square, Rz square, square the root. If I square both sides, what I will get? This square root, it will be erased. So I can write simply R square equal to Rx square plus Ry square plus Rz square. Now what is Rx? Rx equals to R cos alpha, Ry R cos beta, Rz R cos alpha. So I can write R cos alpha square plus R cos beta square plus R cos gamma square. Right? Now, opening the bracket, I get R square equal to R square cos square alpha, R square cos square beta plus R square cos square gamma. Now what is common? Here r square is common, so I can write cos square alpha plus cos square beta plus cos square gamma multiplied by the r square. Right, this r is cancelled, so 1 equal to cos square alpha plus cos square beta plus cos square gamma. So these are the points you have to keep in your mind. Any vector can be represented by r is rx plus ry plus rz, where rx is the component along x-axis, y component along y-axis, and rz component along z-axis. Rx r cos alpha, ry r cos beta, and rz r cos gamma, and the sum of direct squares of direction cosines is equal to 1. Now let's do the questions which are based on this. Now first question is, let us say I am given a point, let us say this is x-axis, y-axis, and this is z-axis. I am given a point P 1, 3, 5. What my target is, and this is point O. What I am given, P is having coordinates 1, 3, 5. I have to find position vector of P. Position vector is obtained by joining origin and the point P. Let us say this is the point P. Now if I join this point P with origin, what I got? I got the position vector, and position vector is OP. Right? So what will be that? 1 is along x-axis, this is 1, and it says that y is 3 and z is 5. And what is unit vector along x-axis? I cap. Unit vector along y-axis j cap, and unit vector along z-axis is k cap. So I can say that, so this represents unit vector along x-axis. I can say that 1i plus 3j plus 5 along x-axis. So this is the required position vector. Question number 1. Question number 2. Form a vector, not unit vector, whose initial point A, its coordinates are 3, 1, 9, and final point B 5, 2, 4. What will be that position vector? Let us say these are the three axes: x-axis, y-axis, and z-axis. And let us say this is the point A, and this is the point B. Coordinates of A are 3, 1, 9, and coordinates of B are 5, 2, 4. What I have to find? I have to form a vector whose initial point is A and whose final point is B. So I have to form a vector AB. This vector I have to form. So what will be AB? I have to form a vector AB. How can I form a vector AB? Now it is very much clear that vector OA, position vector of A, what it will be? 3 along x-axis, I can write it as 3 I cap, and 1 along j-axis, y-axis j cap, and 9 along z-axis, 9k cap. And what is OB? OB, it is 5I cap, 2j cap plus 4k cap. So this is OA and OB. My target is to find AB. How can I find AB? Let us say this is O. OA plus AB equals to OB. Triangle law. Using triangle law, OA plus AB equals to OB. Why? OA and AB are in same order. So this AB, it equals to OB minus OA. What is OB? 5I cap plus 2j cap plus 4k cap minus 3I cap plus j cap plus 9k cap. So it equals to 2I cap plus j cap minus 5k cap. This is vector AB. If I ask what is BA? BA is negative vector of AB. Let's put a negative sign. It will be minus 2I cap minus j cap plus 5k cap. Right? If I ask what is the magnitude of AP? All of you know that Rx square, Ry square plus Rz square. It will be 2 square plus 1 square plus minus 5 square. What its answer will be? Under root 4 plus 1 plus 25 under root 30. Alright? So in this way I can find it. Now third question is, find the resultant of two forces. What is the resultant of two forces? Question number 3. Resultant of two forces F1 is 3I plus 2j minus k. It is given in Newton. And F2 is 2I plus k minus j. It is also in Newton. I have to calculate F, which is the resultant. F1 plus F2 I have to calculate. How I will calculate? F, it equals to F1 plus F2, just add them. 3I plus 2I, 5I. 2j minus j, j. Minus k plus k, 0. So it is 5I plus j. This is the resultant. And what is the magnitude? Under root 5 square plus 1 square, it is under root 25 plus 1 root of 26 meter. Right? Now, question number 4. Let us say force of 30 Newton makes an angle of 30 degree with x-axis. Find component of force along x-axis and y-axis. Very simple. Now what I am given? I am given there is a force. It makes an angle of 30 degree with x-axis and the force is 30 Newton. What is the component along x-axis and y-axis? Now 30 Newton is making angle with x-axis. So what is the component along x-axis? Answer is Fx is F cos 30. 30 and what is cos 30? Cos 30 is root 3 by 2. 15 root 3 newtons. And what is Fy? Fy is F sin 30. So what is sin 30? Sin 30 is half. It is 15 newtons. How can I cross check? You can also cross check this. How? Look. Fx square plus Fy square, it's under root. It should be equal to F because these are the rectangular components. So if you put up the value of the Fx, how much it will come? 15 under root 3 square plus 15 square. This is F and you will find that this is 30. So you can also cross check in this way. Right? Next is what I am given. I am given that component of force of a force along y-axis. Okay, let me simplify. X-axis is 50 Newton and force makes 30 degree angle with y-axis. What I have to calculate? I have to calculate the net force and component of force along y-axis. So what I am given? Let us say this is x-axis, y-axis. Now this angle is 30 degree and this force is 15 Newton. I have to calculate Fx and Fy. What is component of force? Okay, this is F and this component it is given to be the 50 Newton. I have to calculate F and Fy. So how can I calculate? Now listen students, Fx it is given to be 15 Newton and here theta is 30 degree, but theta is with the y-axis. Oh, there is a little problem. So this component is Fy and you are given component of a force along x-axis and this component is 15 Newton. Now I have to calculate. Theta is 30 degree. I have to find total force and the component along y-axis. How can I find it out? Listen, Fx equals to F. What formula I will use? F sin theta or F cosine theta? It equals to F sin theta y because angle is with the y-axis, so Fy will be equal to F cos theta. And what will be fx? It will be f sine theta. So I can say it is 50 and f sine 30. And what is sine 30? Sine 30 is half. So f is 100 Newton. Now what about Fy? It is 50 Newton. What is F? F is under root Fx square plus Fy square. So it equals to 50 Newton plus so Fx is 50 Newton. What is Fy? Fy, it equals to F cos theta, F cos 30, and what is F? 100, and what is cos 30? Root 3 by 2. So how much it will be? It will be 50 root 3 Newton. Right? So there is no need for this formula. It can be calculated in this way also. Alright, so these were the questions based on the resolution of vectors. More numericals, they will come in the next lecture. Thank you and have a nice day.